Bueno, pues he llegado, he grabado esto otra vez, porque he llegado al punto, o sea, he tenido que ir durmiendo a la tía, arrastrándola, y de vez en cuando venían los cuatro tíos. Todo eso en estado de precaución todo el tiempo. Cuatro tíos, los dormía, y así todo el tiempo. He tenido que ir. Ha sido una mierda, ha sido una mierda, tío. Esto estará bugueado o algo porque...
Snake, you want to save, don't you?
Sí, hija, quiero salvar. Quiero salvar, pero vaya. Yo no sé si esto me habrá registrado como que me han pillado. Yo entiendo que no. Porque no he grabado tras las alertas.
Snake,
Lo bueno de haber ido así es que no... Aquí lo que pasa... Aquí quiero recordar que sí los puedes dormir. Che, están ahí ya. Están ahí. He grabado, ¿no? O sea, aquí lo suyo a lo mejor es ir agachado. Pero es que la tía es tonta y no se agacha, tío. Que va de pie, ¿no? Ya está. Hasta ahí agachada, sí. Bueno, pues la cosa es que si los duermo, o sea, aquí hay que ir para el otro lado. Que esta parte es feísima, tío, para hacerla sin alerta, tío. Yo creo que aquí puedes ir tumbado y no pasa nada. Pero claro, habrá que ver. Vamos a darle de comer. Una pitón reticulada. Hostia, bueno, se la comió, Esto la polla, tío. Tío, que está de pie, tío. Que te van a enganchar, tío. Que tonta del culo, que yo. Te digo, lo voy a intentar hacer así. Y si no lo hago... Lo hago como antes. La duermo y voy arrastrándola. Aquí, de todas maneras, creo yo que no te persiguen. A ver si le podré dar de comer, ¿no? Mira ahí.
can I have seconds?
Mira, allí hay uno. Allí hay uno acostado, ¿lo veis? Pero me cuesta de verlo. Ahí está. Ahí hay otro. No sé si hay otro más. Hay otro ahí. No. Hostia, ahora hay allí un montón de gente aquí yo.
What's wrong?
Está la tía, tío. ¿Está persiguiendo? Se ha quedado allí, tío. ¿Qué coño hace, tío? Porque ha vuelto para atrás. Hostia, tío, chaval, tío. Va a pegar un castañazo esto que verás. Porque no ha saltado por ahí como ha hecho todo el mundo, tío. Joder, macho. Vale. Si me da la alerta, reinicio y lo hago bien. Voy por detrás, ya está. Pero qué injusto me parece todo, tío. Yo estoy diciendo que venga, pero... ¿vendrá o no vendrá? Yo se ha quedado ahí, tío. No se mueve, tío. Joder, compadre. Se mueve, tío. Es verdad, tío.
Snake.
Ya venga ya, tío, que te pagues tonta, tío. Ay, tonta, tío, la tía aquí yo, de verdad. Asco de inteligencia artificial detrás de esto, tío.
Let me have some more.
¿Qué hace, tío? Hostia, chaval. Mira, te voy a pegar un tiro. Se acabó, tío. Compadre, tío. Así me pasé la ventana anterior.
Yeah, right there. No snake. Yeah.
Ah, el problema es que se van a despertar algunos, ya verás.
Oh gosh, that feels so good.
Así me pasé la otra pantalla. Estuve moviéndome y paraba y esperaba a los enemigos y los dormía a los 4 y así. Lo que pasa es que no lo he grabado porque no quería estar cortando, grabando, ¿sabes? He grabado la secuencia de cuando sale. Básicamente lo que tienes que hacer es llegar hasta el final del destino como estoy haciendo yo, arrastrándola, porque si no la tía es que es imbécil. Esto es difícil, tiene que ser mortal.
Right there.
Y ahora le pegas una patada y que se despierte. Venga, coño. ¿Ves? Y así te lo haces. La otra parte es peor todavía porque se van despertando escristeados. O sea, llegas a una parte del mapa, se despiertan. Llegas a una parte. Es un puto coñazo. Pero bueno. Todo sea por no dar alerta. Se supone. Y ya por fin se acaba la pesadilla.
Come on, Snake.
Bueno, se acaba la pesadilla, tú
We
sabes.
made it.
We made it.
Over there. It's the boss, isn't it? I'll go get the wig ready to take off.
Right.
I'll leave you two alone. But come back in one piece, okay?
Eso no va a pasar.
Promise me.
Esto es exactamente igual que pasó a de Zorro y de Joy la misma vez.
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss. Why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again. The world used to be whole. But with the end of the Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me, were torn apart as well. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. And this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century.
Pues parece que sí. Según hoy.
Somehow I doubt it. Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages, and we soldiers are forced to play along. I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family. It was November 1st, 1951. I was in the Nevada desert participating in atomic testing. The name Nevada is derived from Spanish, covered in snow, white as snow. And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll. That's part of the reason I was drawn to you. You and I are alike. We're both slowly being eaten away by the karma of others. We'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age. We have no tomorrow. But we can still have hope for the future. In 1960, I saw a vision of the ideal future from space. 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had succeeded in launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite in history, into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States. In response, America threw everything it had into its own manned spaceflight project, the Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets. The government wanted human data. So they secretly decided to send a human being into space. I was the one they chose. At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me. After all, I'd already been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find any of this in the history books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US and the USSR. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see that, but the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth.
Bueno, algunos todavía no se
A
entera.
world without communism or capitalism, that is the world I wanted to see. But reality continued to betray me. In 1961, I was sent to Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos. It was part of a CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country. But the US government betrayed them. Our weak-kneed president held back their air support. Defenseless, the exiles were annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence. I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground.
Underground.
Then, 2 years ago, I faced the sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend,
Ahí está el cadáver.
but one of us had to die. I was left with no choice. The sorrow gave his life for me. There is no enmity between us. One must live, and one must die. That was the mission. The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers. Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wise Men's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wise Men's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself.
Estos no son los patrios,
That's
¿eh?
how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times.
Es el
This
origen.
shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to me. He was one of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy. We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations. I was pregnant at the time. The sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy. But my child was snatched away from me by the philosophers. Look at this scar. This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me. I feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss. And the one who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle. I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss?
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me. Let's see what...
Uf, vamos a grabar que ya venía para mí endiablada, ¿eh?
You going to save?
Vamos a grabar y vamos a cortar el vídeo aquí. Es que esta parte ya es complicada bastante, ¿eh? Lo aviso.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Voy a pararlo.